for a really great price. Watches starting at just $95. And that's a fraction of what you would pay in a department store. And the revolutionary pricing, along with Movement's classic design, quality construction, and styled minimalism, has led to over 500,000 watches being sold in over 160 countries. And as I said, I've got one. I love it. So step up your watch game and see why people across the world love Movement watches. Just go to mvmtwatches.com/deadcast and get 15% off today, plus with free shipping and free returns. And I have to mention, there are a couple holidays. Hello, Mother's Day, Father's Day. I'm looking at you. These would be a great present.
They have good female and male styles.
They do. Oh, yeah. And they're really stylish too. So they've got all the new latest styles, and I gotta say, their website's really fun to look at too. So go to mvmtwatches.com/deadcast. Join the movement. Thanks, Movement.
Thanks, Movement.
Obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens.
The people it kills get up and kill.
Are they slow moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is a Walking Dead cast news update.
Did you know that's Rem that says this is a Walking Dead cast news update?
No, I did not. I love me, Rem. You did your
second leftovers?
We did our second leftovers podcast. He hasn't released it yet, but it was so fun to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool. I think it's really cool you did that. I didn't even know you were doing it, and all of a sudden it was done. I'm like, oh, cool.
I gotta tell you, it's on the Sci-Fi podcast. So it's in the Podcastica network, and you can find the first one that's in there, and I don't think the second one is dropped yet. And Leftovers is coming back really soon. I cannot wait.
April 18th or somewhere in there.
Yeah,
coming up.
And
quick.
Better Call Saul.
I know. Good TV times coming up. Okay, next item. Andrew Lincoln talked to the LA Times. They were talking about how some people question Rick's authoritative abilities, and he said with a laugh, "If Rick were a better leader, I don't know if we would have the audience, let's be honest."
Wow, that is really self-aware.
Yeah, I love that. He says, but there's an inspirational sort of strength and endurance and quality of tenacity that he possesses. I'm much more indecisive and a people pleaser than someone who's willing to step into the firing line. But I've learned from this guy. He has qualities that I would hope to emulate if shit ever hit the fan. I'd like to think I've done it on screen. Maybe I could be a zombie killer in real life if the apocalypse hit. But then I'd obviously die a horrible, quick death in reality.
Everyone says that. We all think we're the first ones to die.
I know. About doing other things beside The Walking Dead, he talked about dashed theater opportunities and the show's short hiatus window. And there's some film project in the works that he's hoping pans out, but it's too early to tell. So he says, my obligations are obviously first and foremost here. It's a very narrow needle I have to thread, but it's not for want of trying. When I see a friend play Hamlet or see an inspirational performance, I absolutely get excited by the idea of changing things up. Look, I always wanted to establish myself in America as an actor, and this show has been beyond my wildest dreams. So it's very exciting to be in the position to start thinking about what comes after it. That's interesting. Everybody keeps looking at me like I bet he can't wait to do a rom-com to wash all this despair off.
I was thinking actually hair grease, but okay.
I started watching some clips of him in his old British comedy Teachers, and also the other show he did. I forgot what it was, but he was the star of two big shows.
Interesting.
He was so, for one thing, young and, shaven, but he was so British in all of those, like just the most British guy ever. And it was just really interesting. And he was great at comedy too. He was kind of in embarrassing situations, and it looked really good.
It's hard to imagine. I see him so much as Rick Grimes now.
Yeah. And I didn't even realize it, but he was in this movie called Human Traffic about ravers. Did you ever see that?
No.
And I saw that and loved it back in the day because I was raving at the time. But there was this one guy who was like the guy at the rave who was just complaining about how great the raves used to be and how they're so lame now. And that was him. I didn't even know it was him.
That's funny.
So, anyways, then this season he started to wonder if he'd be confronted with, whether he's going to ever be killed off. He says, "I'm the dude that woke up in the hospital in the very beginning. I'd like to think there's a bit of job security there, but then suddenly Negan turns up with that crazy baseball hat and all bets are off. Don't get me wrong, I think Rick is very much in the fabric of the show, but then so is Glenn. Well, we're all expendable on this show."
Yeah, some are less expendable than others.
And then he says they called up Norman Reedus to talk about the script for the episode Say Yes, where Rick had a heartfelt conversation with Michonne in the car.
Uh-huh.
And Norman Reedus says, "I remember him calling me in total panic. I had to talk him off the ledge after he read that script. We were on the phone for a couple of hours." Who knows if that's true? Norman Reedus likes to fuck around with Andrew Lincoln, but it's funny. He's saying he was afraid he was going to get killed off. Okay, and then Andrew Lincoln about the finale says, "We're going to come out swinging and it's not going to stop. I'm more excited for season 8 than I've ever been. I think it's going to be big, but it's also going to be terrifying. And I mean that from the very depths of my cynical soul."
He said, "I'm more excited about season 8 than I've ever been."
About any other season, I assume.
Oh, okay. All right. But they do say that every single time.
Well, back in season 4, he was saying he wasn't very excited. No, I'm just kidding.
They always say it's going to be the best season. You wouldn't believe it. I'm so excited. It'll blow your minds. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Josh McDermott has been writing a weekly series on Entertainment Weekly, taking people behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
He has?
Apparently. This is the first I heard of it, but here's an excerpt from this week's. He says, "This was an episode where we had a bunch of kids from Make-A-Wish come to the set and hang out.
Nice.
There are a lot of cool things about this job, but being able to hang out with these kids and their families certainly ranks towards the top. We watched Lauren Cohan and Xander Berkeley shoot their scene together outside the Hilltop walls. It's always funny to hang out with someone on a set visit and know that half of what you say to them won't register in their brains because they're too busy thinking, 'Oh my gosh, there's Norman Reedus,' or 'Kari Payton doesn't really have a tiger.'" So that's cool.
Aw, that's really sweet.
Yeah.
Make a wish.
Next, this one I'm sure you'll be fascinated with. Norman Reedus has a girlfriend.
I know this.
You knew?
I know this. Yes, it's the gal from Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, Diane Kruger.
Yes.
And she was also in a movie with him in 2015 called Sky. That's how they met.
Ah.
And I think there's been speculation about them for the last couple of years, but just recently they've decided, I guess, to be more open about it. So they're in the public holding hands and kissing and stuff like that.
Aw.
And
that's nice.
And Rima Joe says that she's a bad person and he shouldn't be dating her. Because she doesn't she's not nice to her fans.
Is that true, or does Rima just want him for herself?
I don't know.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I think that's probably it.
Yes. She's a bad person.
She's
really,
going to love this. Hi, Rima.
Hi, Rima.
Okay, next. Fear the Walking Dead has added Teen Wolf alum Daniel Sharman to the cast for season 3. He will play a wolf. No, I'm just kidding.
That'll shake some things up.
Yeah. He'll play a character named Troy, described as having a wild temperament and suspicious of outsiders, who's charismatic with a cruel streak. Sounds like you.
It sounds exactly like me. Suspicious of outsiders with a cruel streak.
And charismatic. Speaking of Fear the Walking Dead showrunner Dave Erickson is stepping down at the end of season 3.
Oh, no kidding. Because the ratings aren't good enough?
They didn't say why, but they said that he signed a new multi-year overall deal with AMC.
Oh.
And he'll remain as executive producer of Fear, and then he'll shift at the end of season 3 to focusing on this other stuff. They say, we're beyond grateful for Dave's amazing work on the first 3 seasons of Fear the Walking Dead. With Dave as showrunner, the series fulfilled its creative promise to expand the Walking Dead universe in a way that was totally unique from the original series, and has gone on to become the number 2 drama series in ad-supported cable, behind only The Walking Dead. So I think that's also ages 25 to 53. So it's the number 2 drama in ad-supported cable, ages 25 to 53.
Okay. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but okay.
I think their ratings are, like a third or even less of The Walking Dead, but that still makes it one of the highest rated cable shows. So, you could consider that a success or a failure, I could see. But I think probably, yeah. I mean, I don't know. If AMC wants him to work on other stuff, maybe he's just like, man, maybe you should just give someone else a crack at this.
Yeah. I would.
know.
You love it, though. You still love it.
I like it. I wouldn't say I love it, but I think it's good, and it's great. It's got some things that are different than The Walking Dead that I really enjoy. But I think it's too similar. Actually, I think it's too similar, and it's if it was the only zombie show, I would love it.
Yeah.
But since The Walking Dead is already on, I'm like, how many? How much do we want to see people trying to not get eaten by zombies? Like, enough. So there's a part of me that feels like that. But
don't worry. Very soon, their big problem is going to be some bully with a bat, and yeah, and then the zombies are just going to be like flies.
They've had a lot of. They were in Mexico, and they had a lot of just looking at how Mexican culture views death and how they filter the zombies through that.
Yeah.
And also, there was a lot of stuff about family ties and some people how important family ties were versus friends and lovers.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was really good. It made for some new, fresh material that The Walking Dead hasn't totally covered.
Yeah.
And plus, like I said, they're afraid of the zombies still, so it makes that part more exciting to me and more like a zombie movie than The Walking Dead has been.
Now only what's his name is afraid of zombies.
Eugene.
Well,
or
Eugene
Gregory.
Yeah, he's the only one who left.
All right. I've been saying Walking Dead would do well to set an end date, and now showrunner Scott Gimple has put one out there.
What?
We are trying to do 20 years, he said. The Walking Dead comic has certainly done it, and I look forward to every issue. The Simpsons has been on 26, 27 years, so that's a challenge. So, okay, challenge accepted. Done.
Well, he just said that the comic has done it. Has the comic done 20 years? No.
It's been out since 2003, so that's 14. No.
Oh.
Yeah.
14 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's not 20, but
14's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, but comics are different too. Like Spider-Man's been going since 1962.
They should try to beat Spider-Man.
They would have to somehow stop the publication of Spider-Man in order to beat it, though.
In order to beat Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is not exactly going away.
Yeah, it kind of keeps going. He says, we try to reinvent the show every 8 episodes. We have this story that is a fidelity to the comic book, but we're also exploring original stuff, and those things help us go on every year. We want to try to do it better, do things we haven't done, take risks. It's scary as hell, but as long as we keep doing that, the show can go on and on.
Can't be that scary by now.
The comic, I will say, I'm loving, and it's 14 years old, and it's really good right now, so there's that. I also wonder if it really did go for 26 seasons and that logo keeps deteriorating every year.
Yeah.
How are they going to do that? It's just going to be like blank screen.
Right. It's going to be the impression, the blank space where it was. You were talking to Mr. Blog on the last episode of The Walking Dead.
You listened?
Of course. And Mr. Blog mentioned that he was really excited about what's coming because because he likes where the story is headed after this whole arc in the comic. So he was really excited for what comes next. If it's anything like the comic, he said he'd be thrilled.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So that made me very, very happy and cheered me right up. So I was like, okay, good. If there's something good coming down the pike after this, what feels like something like a slug a little bit for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, I mean, it definitely was one of my favorite segments of the show when they just blasted right through the story with the termites.
Yeah.
Yeah, just quick. And even though they left me wanting more of Gareth.
Yeah. How many episodes were we even at Terminus? 2, 3?
2 or 3, yeah. Something like
Couldn't
that.
have been much.
All right, that's it for the news. Let's move on to listener moans, groans, and grunts.
Okay, so this first one comes from Kathy Lund, who writes, did they really gloss over the capture, locking up, and easy streeting of Sasha after all the buildup of last week? Fine. They did.
At least they didn't do what Fear the Walking Dead did and gloss over the whole downfall of civilization from the zombies.
Oh, yeah.
That was worse.
And then something happened and time jump.
Apocalypse. Okay. Richard Davenport says Daryl is officially the dumbest son of a bitch on the show. He literally just had a heart-to-heart with Maggie about using your head instead of going off half-cocked, which is what got Glenn murdered. And not a day later, that big dumb animal is reacting like an idiot to Dwight's unarmed, jailed ass.
Yeah. That I noticed that too.
Yeah, but Dwight's not going to do anything. He's in jail surrounded by Daryl and all his people.
Yeah, but Daryl doesn't know. Maybe Negan's hiding around the corner or something.
It sure didn't look like he had anything Maggie just taught him in his head in that moment.
In his head, he had nothing.
Get you.
Did you see what's his name? Rick was like, I think Rick said like easy.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Whoa.
He's like the Daryl whisperer.
Yeah. Megan Divley Lehman says, I have transplanted blueberry bushes. All it takes is a shovel, a bucket, and 90 seconds. The root structure isn't that extensive. What in the bloody hell was Maggie trying to accomplish by meekly digging at that thing for 10 minutes with a hand trowel? And there's no way she would go outside the walls with that as her only weapon. But it's what they showed her but it's what they showed her poorly killing the zombies with, right? She was killing the zombie with the hand,
That's
both
true.
of them with the hand trowel.
Yeah. Why didn't she have a knife or something? Oh boy. Okay. Robin Cooper Simon says, love that Gregory keeps a mirror on his desk. Little makeup mirror. The scene with him, Maggie, and the walkers made me laugh. On the other hand, Sasha nearly broke my heart. I'm kind of disappointed that none of the Oceanside women went to fight, but maybe that would have been too many people to keep track of. Oh, come on. They could have done it. Loved Rick at the end. Great episode. Can't wait for the finale.
I'm looking forward to it too. Sarah Oakes writes, love this episode. The balance of bouncing between 3 storylines during the episode was perfect. One of my favorite moments was listening to Sasha plead with Eugene through the door and then seeing her face and knowing she was planning something. I'm also glad that Oceanside didn't just join up with them. Makes things more believable. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
That, yeah. Paul Mailer says, I rarely don't like episodes, and I actually enjoyed this episode, but I'm frustrated. Perhaps it's my faulty expectations, but I thought by this point of the season, we would already be at war with the Saviors. I really don't want another slow grind season finale where a shot isn't fired until a minute before the end, and we have to wait until next season for action. Yeah, it's pretty much what you said, so we talked about that.
I mean, when you think about it, they still have to go to the heapsters, and give them the guns. They have to recruit the heapsters, and they have to somehow touch base with the folks of the kingdom, and King Ezekiel, who's on board, and touch base with all of them. I mean, there's a lot more organizing still to be done,
right?
And they're gonna.
Yeah, you're right. They may not even really get started with the war until the very end.
If that's the case, then Paul and I are going to be grinding our teeth, right, Paul? Rebecca Louise writes, Barnacle Zombies, awesome. Maggie saying to Gregory she wants a united front, then 2 minutes later humiliating him in front of members of the Hilltop by unnecessarily telling them that he's never killed a zombie before. Not cool. And was I the only one who thought one of the walkers at Oceanside was Heath? Maybe I need to watch that scene again, but pretty sure it was. Wow. I watched it twice, but I didn't see one that reminded me of Heath. But
I bet you. I think they've been putting in Heath like zombies with the whole dreads and everything. I don't know, but I didn't notice.
Do you think Heath will make an appearance, or do you think he's just gone, baby gone?
Well, he's starring in that 24, so yeah. I think he's out for the season, and maybe he'll show up at some point next year. But I didn't, actually, Rebecca, I read your note and then I watched through my second time, and it seemed to me that Maggie was trying to help him out, like I said, by saying, the reason why he looks so bad right now and I had to save his life is because he's never killed zombies before, but he's learning, because they were already kind of looking over like, what the hell is going on? Why is he flailing around like that? But I don't know. Rima Jo says, who was the little birdie that told Negan about Rick's plans? Eugene? Gregory? Who was it?
Didn't in last episode, didn't Gregory talk with one of
Simon?
Yeah. So maybe didn't he say something to Simon, and maybe Simon told Negan? I don't know.
He said, well, actually, maybe you're right. What did Negan say the problem was? I've heard your people are giving me some trouble. Because I think all that Gregory said was there may be some people who are going to try to take over leadership from me. Didn't say it was Rick's people or anything like that. So I don't think that really translates into Negan telling Sasha he knows that her people have been causing problems. Because he thinks Sasha's one of Rick's people, not one of the Hilltoppers.
I don't think he got that information from Eugene.
Well, I think Eugene's a sniveling little sucker who told him everything.
You think so?
I don't know. I hope we find out.
I do too. Well, apparently tomorrow is going to be some amazing day in the Walking Dead universe, according to Negan. Yeah, right. Oh, sorry. Rob Wolf writes, quite honestly, I think it was my favorite episode of the season. We got to see a little bit of everything. Negan and Rapey Davy, or Undead Rapey Davy, Sasha and Eugene, Rick and the heroes, and Maggie being so much more badass than Gregory. Top it all off with Neil from Rick to Dwight, and you have it all. I'm ready for the war with the saviors. So are we.
Evan Brickman says, Carl aiming a rifle with an eye he doesn't have, shaking my head.
Did he do that?
I didn't notice, but I wouldn't ever doubt Evan Brickman.
I would never doubt Evan. Evan's got it going on. Wow, that's funny. Kristen Hensley writes, something they need, maybe a conscience. Taking all the guns from women and children. You couldn't leave one. Is our group that much different from the saviors? Think about it. Yeah, I'm telling you, it was a crazy moment for me.
Yep. Jessica Purdy, who I went to school with in the 90s in Boston, says,
really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I was in England for Walker Stalker, and I posted something and she wrote back, I'm in England, but she was just leaving. So
did you know, anyway. Does she know you know her? I mean,
yeah, because that's when I told her I was there for this whole Walking Dead thing. So I think she was like, oh, you do a podcast? And now she's writing in to us, and she says, does anyone have a good reason why Sasha killed Rapey Davy zombie but left the knife in his head? Why not try to use it against the next person to come in the cell? Does anyone really believe she had decided to join Negan's ranks? I am not sure about that. I really am confused whether that was the idea to make it seem like she was making that decision or not, or not. So I don't know. But one reason why you might not want to take the knife out and try to kill somebody is you might just be she might be waiting for her chance to make a smarter play.
Yeah, that's what I say too. She's killing time until she gets the good play.
Gets a good shot, yeah.
Pake Allen writes, there was so much packed in the episode that I was surprised when it ended. Went by quick. Love Tara this week, and maybe Eugene isn't playing the long con. You may get your wish, Jason. What does that mean? What wish?
My wish that Eugene is actually a sniveling, slimy piece of crap. No, that he actually was sincere and, being kind of a turncoat.
Right.
David Mark Erickson says Morgan's jail cell finally got some use. Yeah. It's good. All right.
Wait, it got used before. Hang on. Sorry. It got used before the wolf.
He was in the jail cell?
Yeah. Remember?
It was a long time ago. I actually don't remember, but okay.
Yeah, and then when the walkers stormed the walls. Yeah, he was in the jail cell.
He was somewhere.
I thought he was in the jail
Maybe
cell.
you're right. I don't remember. I have to go back.
I don't know.
All right. We'll figure it out. But in the meantime, it's time for our third and final sponsor, one of our favorites. It's Fracture.
Yep.
Fracture says we're doing well for them, which
Yay!
makes me happy. Yeah.
It's probably the ones. It's all the ones I've been ordering.
We've sold 5 from you guys. I'm glad to hear you guys are enjoying these. I know it's probably because you can tell that we really like them. That's why you're trying it out. What is a Fracture? It's your photos printed in vivid color right on the glass, and that'll really change the way you think about photo printing. They were founded around this one simple idea that there should be a better way to print and display your photos. Better means it's a better product. Instead of printing paper, they print it right on the glass. It looks beautiful. It's a picture, a frame, and a mount all in one beautiful, lasting final product. And they look really great. And when you put one of your pictures in there, it's clear that you think it's special and it's worthy of this kind of a special treatment, especially if you give it as a gift. They look great on the wall. If you put a few up together, they look fantastic. Maybe variations on a theme, your kids, poses up from your dog, whatever.
Or cat, whatever.
Whatever. Also, they're easy. It's a simple process. You just upload your photo, place your order. In a few days, you get your Fracture in this custom, environmentally friendly packaging, and it's ready to be mounted right on your wall. They even ship it with a screw. They're all made by hand in Gainesville, Florida, and they check every image for quality, and every Fracture comes with a happiness guarantee and lifetime warranty. One of our listeners took advantage of that. Jillian Moreau said, I got a Fracture for my brother and his partner as a Christmas gift. I was amazed by their customer service. I wasn't in love with the one they sent me, but they completely made it right and sent me a new one with some tweaks, no questions asked, and free of charge. They have definitely earned me as a repeat customer.
Yeah,
that was nice to hear.
They've got amazing customer service. I've tried it out too, and they're fantastic.
And Sean Henninger says Fracture was a great Christmas present. Put the first picture of Grandpa and Grandma with our new baby boy.
Aw. Sweet.
So if you haven't yet tried it, you can get a special deal. Go to fractureme.com/podcast and select The Walking Dead cast for 10% off on your first order. That's fractureme.com/podcast, and write to us and let us know how it went. Thanks, Fracture.
Thanks, Fracture.
All right, time for a few emails. I think it was your turn. Yeah, it was your turn.
Okay, so this first one comes from Nick Archer, who writes, Hey, Jason and Karen. I've been trying to get an email in all season and failing miserably. It's around 1 p.m. Monday when the show airs in Australia. That's funny. And I don't get to see it until Tuesday morning, so I haven't seen this week's episode, but I wanted to write it anyway. I guess I'm a Walking Dead apologist. I appreciate the stories I'm told and find something to love. This season hasn't been without its highlights. Bury Me Here was great. The mid-season finale was great, and a lot of the recent episodes have been great too. But I can't deny that this season felt like a slow march to a shallow grave. I was hoping we'd get an explosive climax, but as the finale nears, I'm lowering my expectations. That's all to say, your podcast has made this season far more enjoyable for me, so thank you for continuing to do what you do. You make the weight lighter and leave us upbeat. But you also do what a great podcast should do. You rescue us from our own shallow graves so we don't feel slumped against the wall of The Walking Dead when the show falls flat. I hope we, as a collective, can climb out of it by the end of the season because I love the show and, quote, I believe in Rick Grimes. But it's you guys that get me through. All the best. Wow, that is lovely. Thanks, Nick. What a
Thanks,
nice
man.
email.
I just like things coming out of graves, so I appreciate it for that. Yeah, that was awesome. I enjoyed reading that. Thank you. Christine says, hi, Jason, Karen, Mr. Blog, or whoever is hosting your show this week. In the last podcast, Jason and Mr. Blog were asking what a group home is and if they still exist. Well, they do exist. I am a licensed clinical social worker, LCSW, and I work at one. They are not orphanages, as most of those children will be placed in foster homes. Group homes are temporary residential placements for youths with emotional or behavioral issues and or developmental delays. Children are placed there when they cannot be safe towards themselves or others in a home setting. I work in a more intense version of a group home known as a residential treatment center for kids with more severe psychiatric illnesses and more dangerous behaviors. A lot of our kids experienced abuse, neglect, and trauma. I hate the thought of that. While they're with us, they can receive therapeutic services, and our goal is to get them back home. And if they can't go with family, we work to find adoptive homes. At least this is how it works in New Jersey. Mental health services vary greatly across the country. Is this what they are implying with Jesus? Probably not. Hollywood has a bad track record of portraying our field correctly. If you're interested in getting a more accurate view of what a group home or residential treatment facility would look like, check out the 2013 movie Short Term 12, starring Brie Larson. Thanks. I kind of wondered if they were sort of implying something like this with Jesus, because there just has to be some reason, I feel like, that he was in a group home, because that's so unusual. So I wonder if it's going to somehow come back to inform his storyline somehow.
Yeah, maybe we'll get some backstory. Wow, that's really interesting, Christine.
Yeah.
And boy, you're a hero of mine for the work that you do. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. It's awesome.
Yep.
Okay, a couple calls. This is Cody from San Diego.
Hi, Jason and Karen, and anybody else who happens to be there. This is Cody from San Diego. I recently binge watched the entire series within the last 6 weeks, and as such, I have also recently binge listened to your entire podcast in the last 6 weeks. So I wanted to say thank you for making an amazing podcast so that I can further my newfound obsession. I just listened to the episode from today, and I wanted to ask, because I don't know if maybe I misunderstood something, but I'm super confused. At the end, when Sasha locks Rosita out and Sasha goes to go do her thing on her own, I'm very confused as to why Rosita is not freaking pissed off. Because, she acts a little bit upset, but is no one acknowledging the fact that, the whole suicide mission plan was Rosita's plan to start with? Then Sasha gets invited along, even though Rosita hates her. They finally bury the hatchet, and the first thing Sasha does is goes and steals her glory and goes and sacrifices herself, and now Sasha gets to be the one who is the suicide missioner. I find it hard to believe that Rosita can just accept that. So, just curious as to what your thoughts are on that. Love the show, and here's my zombie noise. Bye.
What a cute little zombie.
Mm-hmm.
Adorable.
We're pretty much just fixated on that. We're not going to answer anything else.
No, we're just going to remark on the zombie growl.
Yeah, dude, I agree. And Sasha said something like, it's got to be for a reason, or I forget what she said, but, and then Rosita still looked mad when she showed them that Dwight had followed her back, but, maybe she felt like, well, now that I'm bringing back Dwight, this is actually a pretty good thing for us, so I can be of more use here.
Yeah, I guess so. It was a weird little switcheroo she did there. And yeah, all very confusing. And was she planning it the whole time?
And I think you're right that Rosita, who has just been so impatient to get in there and do something, would be incredibly pissed off at this. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Pete from Maryland.
Hey guys, Pete from Maryland. Just calling in to give my 2 cents on Eugene. I think he's getting a really raw deal being labeled a possible turncoat. Don't forget, he witnessed Glenn and Abraham being beat to death by a bat. Then he also witnessed the doctor being thrown into the furnace and burning to death. So he sees that if you betray Negan, not only do you die a torturous, horrible death. I do like the idea of the pills being in the stuffed animal he's carrying around, and I have this idea. It's not what I think will happen. It's what I wish would happen, is that at some point during this war coming up, based on purposely giving Negan bad advice, the Saviors take this huge defeat. And as Negan's coming back to the compound, it shows Eugene in his room, kind of taking the stuffed animal out of his pocket. Then it cuts back to Negan again, coming down the hallway. Then it cuts back to Eugene, and you see him with the stuffed animal, the inside's kind of torn open, and it shows him kind of like taking the pills. And then it shows Negan again, getting closer and closer, carrying Lucille down to his room. It cuts back to Eugene, and he's playing Yar's Revenge on the TV. He just has a nice smile on his face, content, like he knows he's done something heroic and sacrificing himself to help his real friends. And then as Negan busts open the door, Eugene is dead in the chair, and when Negan looks at the TV screen, it says game over from the Yar's Revenge, but it's, apropos because it's game over for the beginning of the end for Negan and the Saviors. So I think that would be really cool, and I'm kind of pleased with myself for thinking of that. So I hope that would paint Eugene in a better light with everybody. And I love the podcast. Love Mr. Blog being on there lately, but I love Jason and Karen especially. And you guys do great. Thanks a lot. Bye.
That would be a bummer.
I know.
And I think Negan would just be like, oh well.
No. Did he have multiple pills?
No, this call came in before this week's episode.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I think he had 2, but yeah. He actually had 2. Did he give, maybe he only gave one to Sasha.
I think he only gave one to Sasha.
We didn't talk about that, yeah.
So maybe he has another pill. Maybe that could happen. I hope not. Game over. Wah.
That would just be sad. It wouldn't be too much of a blow. He'd be like, oh man, we trained that guy up and now we got to train somebody else.
Right. He doesn't. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. One more call. This is our old friend Keith from Long Island.
Woo.
Hey guys, Keith from Long Island. How are things? Jason, congratulations on the birth of your second child. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Really, congratulations. And so I just recently watched Train to Busan, and I know that I'm kind of late to the party. I just watched it from my library. Love the movie. Really love the movie. I'm a huge Walking Dead fan since day one, and it's gotta be a really great movie for me to put it up in that category. I'm a big 28 Days Later fan also,
yeah.
And I'd have to say that I enjoyed this movie as much as, if not more than any other zombie movie I've seen.
Yep.
Special effects were great, the story, the acting, and it really was a 4 out of 4 quality movie. It was that good. I know that I know that I really enjoyed a movie when I'm kind of upset that the movie ended. I want more, you want more. And you want a sequel or you want more, and that's how much I know I like that movie. What a great movie. So anyway, talk to you guys soon, and looking forward to the season finale on The Walking Dead. We'll see what happens as a prelude to the Negan War. All right, bye.
Thanks, dude. I'm glad you watched that. I've gotten a couple. That's what we're kind of getting ourselves ready for the fact that this is probably going to be a prelude. Unless just they go in and storm Sanctuary next episode with the tiger. Yeah, that's a great movie, and I've had other listeners write to us recently and say, "Oh, I finally got around to watching it." I think it just went up on Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you have Netflix, go watch it.
Right. You're going to thank us. Go watch it and then take a shower. Oh, no, listen to our episode.
And then take a shower.
Yeah, a few episodes ago, if you look down the list, it says Train to Busan. We had a lot of fun with that one.
We did.
So it's been a while since we've had a comic talk section, but we will now have one because there were some things from the comic in this episode, and Grace and Mr. Blog are going to talk about it. Take it away, guys.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to, good golly, only the second segment of Comic Talk this season so far. Tis I, Mr. Blog, again, joined by, oh my goodness, the co-hostess with the co-mostest, Grace. How you doing?
Hello, nice to be back.
Yeah, no kidding. And this entire season has really been covering the March to War volume from the comic, but
in a very different manner.
In a very different manner, and adding some things in, and we definitely, were a little lost in the weeds going, I don't know what's going on, but I think I know where we're going. Well, now we definitely know where we're going. At least in terms of Sasha, I would say.
Yes, for sure.
100%. And now also with Dwight. So,
yeah.
Two very big moments from this. Grace, go talk about the first one that happened in this.
Well, the first one really is Sasha, and we go back to the comic with the whole Holly and David scene, the attempted rape scene right there. That was very similar, had some different dialogue in it, but with Negan coming in and killing him, that was very much the same.
Comic Negan goes into way more of a rage, I would say, but that doesn't quite fit the TV Negan, so that's a little bit different. But I think the knife through the neck is exactly the same.
And the name, like I was saying his name when he was introducing himself. I was like saying it when he was saying it as well. But yeah. So, I think that was like the first attempt to really humanize the monster that is Negan.
Yeah.
In the comic. So it was interesting that they included it.
Well, there's that. And of course, now it's like, okay, that is the Holly thing that happened to Holly. So what comes next, I'm going to assume, is going to happen in the next episode. Can't wait to see that. That should be an interesting little reveal. And
a big Holly scene, you mean?
The big Holly
Adapted
scene.
Holly scene?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And there's going to be a lot that comes from that as well, and I'm curious how they're going to adapt it. Again, I think we'll find out next week, and I can't wait. And of course, the other thing that was just right out of the comic, well, sort of, again, adapted.
In a totally different manner, but...
Finally, Dwight has been revealed as betraying the Sanctuary and betraying Negan by going to our heroes. Now in the book,
took almost the entire season, but we got there.
It happened a lot earlier in the book, and it also happened at the Kingdom, and it happened when Rick, I believe, first went to the Kingdom, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all of a sudden Dwight says like, "Hey, what are they doing here?" And Kingdom's like, or Ezekiel's like, "No, it's all good." Tiger, okay. I think that's the way it happened, verbatim. What else in this episode that you feel like came from the comic? I mean...
nothing. I mean, so much of it was different. All the tarot stuff and the
Oceanside,
Seaside, Oceanside, whatever it is. Yeah.
And of course...
Did you think of anything?
Well, a little bit with Gregory and Maggie. I think we are, Gregory kind of, the way he was holding that knife. There's something brewing. Yeah, a little tension. I like the way that's been going. So we'll see, but I think that pretty much covers everything.
Cal made another appearance.
I feel like there was something else.
I feel like it was a different Cal this time.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, Grace, I think that about covers everything. And golly, I guess, I guess we'll probably be back next week if what we think is going to happen is going to happen.
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so too. So Grace, everybody, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Blog and Gracie Liu. Now it's time for next week on The Walking Dead.
Next week on The Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 15, the season finale. All right. Woohoo. Are you ready for the title of it?
Yep.
The title is The First Day of the Rest of Your Life. Yep.
That's what you say when you have had shitty things happen and you're determined to make a fresh start.
And you're determined to make a fresh start.
The operative is that it's a start and not a finish.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the description. Rick and the gang storm the sanctuary, win, and everything is great. That's not what happens. The end. It says
and Daryl rides a tiger.
Right. Woo! The stakes continue to grow higher as paths cross. The group enacts an intricate plan. That's it.
They enact the plan. They enact some plan.
It enacts an intricate plan. Maybe. Oh, okay. Well, that's better than just drawing out an intricate plan. The group talks about an intricate plan. It's 85 minutes long, so be warned. Program your however you do it now. Yeah, appropriately. It's directed by Greg Nicotero, which is great, and written by Scott M. Gimple. And the only videos I saw were sort of people gearing up for battle. So it was like...
I think Matt Negretti and Angela Kang also co-wrote that episode.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Good. Great. I love Matt Negretti. I love me some Matt Negretti and Angela Kang.
I'm excited, and I'm actually not tired of The Walking Dead right now. Like I'm usually at the end of the season, I'm excited but ready to take a break.
Yeah.
I want a little more.
All right.
That is, I mean, I want to see.
Well, you're going to get 85 minutes, man, instead of 60. Yeah. So there it is. There's your little more.
I want to see the tiger attacking some zombies. Then I would be happy to take a break.
Will you please play Eye of the Tiger as our transition music?
When Shiva goes into action, I promise I'll play that.
Yeah!
That'll be awesome.
Katie Levesque.
Get you. The town of Milton may seem normal at first glance, but the shadows are cursed and the expansive woods surrounding town are forbidden. They call it the Void, and nobody comes back alive.
You're headed straight for the Void!
Milton lives suspended in time, trapped by a dark